In the summer of 2009, 10 young men from Maine were provided with an incredible opportunity to participate in the construction of the Kibby Mountain Wind Farm. Their task was to learn about green energy and careers in green energy construction. The project was dubbed Kibby Boot Camp, and the instructors came from the ranks of the companies building the wind farm, including TransCanada, Reed & Cianbro, TRC, Plum Creek, Vestas, and their subcontractors. The young men wished to express their deepest appreciation to each and every person who shared their time, skills, and knowledge, and for being their mentors. They each entered the program as individuals facing their own personal challenges. They all completed the project as a team, ready to work. This is their story.
Our training began in this classroom at Stratton Elementary School. There we worked diligently to achieve our State of Maine Work Ready certification. We also had the opportunity to earn a 10-hour OSHA certification course. Cliff Berry and Meg McLeod from Safety Works were our OSHA trainers. Ted Clark, Safety Supervisor for Reed & also participated in our training. This is Eileen Miazga, a Work Ready facilitator. She taught us how to use labor market information resources to gain an edge in the modern work environment. In order to achieve our Work Ready certification, one of the requirements was to complete a portfolio. Another part of our Work Ready certification, we had to be interviewed by 3 different people. Ray Tarian, Director of Franklin County Adult Education, and Betty Gazel from Franklin County Community College, Leosign, interviewed the team.
In order to emulate successful construction business practices, we do the Cianbro Corporation's 12-step stretches 3 times a day, in the morning, at lunch, and before we leave. Before we could go to site, we had to receive a safety orientation from Reed & Cianbro, and TransCanada. Jack Dostransky, Site Construction Manager for TransCanada, and Toby Williamson, Community Outreach Consultant representing TransCanada, explained the details of the Kibby project to our team. Paul Franceschi, Transmission Line Project Manager, and Mike Frank, Site Safety Supervisor from Cianbro, gave the team useful career advice.
Before construction can begin at the Kibby site, a thorough survey on the environmental impacts must be carried out. This task was contracted to Travelers Research Corporation environmental specialist Dana Valou. A high priority is the preservation and documentation of endangered and protected species such as the Canadian lynx. As part of our training, Dana demonstrated how to conduct a lynx tracking survey. Other protected species on Kibby Mountain Range include the golden eagle and the bald eagle.
Some of the more common species of wildlife we encountered on the Kibby project while conducting field surveys include moose and ruffled grouse. Dana showed us how to measure the stride length of a moose to determine its relative size. Other members of Dana's team included soil scientist John Gravel and wetland scientist Samantha Hard. Dana also demonstrated how to conduct a soil sample survey of wetlands by using a soil auger. We learned working with Dana and TRC that there are many of surveys and permits that need to be conducted before a project can proceed. Thank you, Dana and TRC, for this great learning experience.
Prior to the construction phase of the wind tower project, the trees need to be harvested and the land needs to be cleared. Plum Creek Timber Company is the owner of the land and leases it to TransCanada for the wind farm. Frank Cuff, Senior Resource Forester with Plum Creek, is in charge of managing the forest and timber harvest. He was our guide for the forestry phase of our project. Plum Creek Timber Company is the largest private landowner in the United States. They own and manage 8.5 million acres nationwide, and 950,000 of those acres are in Maine. Our team participated in the reforestation of a clear cut. Reforestation is a best forest management practice. Our team was the first to replant in this clear cut. We planted these red or Norway pine seedlings. Frank demonstrated the use of plastic netting to protect the seedlings from being eaten by deer. The seedlings and the netting are checked yearly, and the netting is removed after 5 years when the seedlings grow into saplings.
Oliver Pelletier and Brad Fodder, both are certified logging professionals that work for Terrio Tree Harvesting, TTH, as equipment operators. TTH is one of Plum Creek's contractors. Oliver and Brad are cross-trained, allowing them to operate a wide range of equipment. They gave us a demonstration of how the fella buncher and grapple skidder work together to get the job done. Frank Cuff demonstrated on how to scale a tree to calculate the board feet of lumber in a tree by using a tree scale stick. We were shown how to determine the age of a tree by taking a core sample. Each ring represents a year in the tree's life. The pacing pole, which is leaned up against the tree, is 6 foot 6 inches, marked off in 1 foot increments. Frank showed our team on how to use a clinometer and a pacing pole to determine the height of a tree. By using the Pythagorean theorem, the pacing pole is used to measure the base of the triangle, and the clinometer measures the hypotenuse of the triangle to determine the height of the tree. The team reflected on our day in the forest with Frank. Working with Frank in Plum Creek was a great learning experience. Hard hats off to Plum Creek. The next phase of our project was spending the day with Reed and Reed and learning about the drilling and blasting, road construction, tower foundation construction, and tower erection. Greg Latorno, project supervisor for Reed and Reed, was our guide. Joining our team for the day with Reed and Reed were Wilton Career Manager Patty Ladd, Superintendent for MSAD 58 Quentin Clark, Virginia Caro, Program Manager for North Star Alliance, and Garrett Oswald, Director of the Maine Jobs Council, as well as Eileen Miazga, work-ready facilitator. One of the foremen for Maine Drilling and Blasting explained to us their role in the construction of roads in such rugged terrain. In order to blast the rock, they have to drill into it to place explosives. This machine is operated all by remote control, and the driller can stand at a safe distance. After drilling comes the most important part, placing the explosive in the hole and setting the charge. Then after they blast the rock, the debris must be moved. This was the job of Sargent Corporation.
The excavation of all the blasted rock was then crushed down to be recycled as erosion control. They also used the blasted rock to make roads that were never there before. This is called having a balanced site. The rock that was blasted from high elevations was used in lower elevations to create a more level road surface. They placed rock anchor bolts to secure the foundation of the tower to the bedrock. They are locked into the mountain between 35 and 50 feet down. This patented design of wind tower foundation is called the Patrick and Henderson Foundation. Half a tractor-trailer load of rebar and 90 cubic yards of concrete are required for each foundation. Once the foundation has been built, copper ground wires must be tied in to reduce the risk of electrical shock. The team's own general technician, Devin Prey, jumped right in to assist the electrical workers. While smaller cranes can be used to erect the lower sections of the tower, only the 400-ton crane seen here can place the top section of the tower as well as the nacelle, hub, and blades. There's more to the construction of a wind turbine and its tower than meets the eye. Spending the day with Greg from Reed & Reed and their contractors was an excellent opportunity and a great learning experience. Now we can see why TransCanada selected Reed & Reed to construct the Kibby Wind Farm. They are an outstanding company. Thank you.